Hello, beautiful. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. And if you're a returning watcher, your support means the world to me. Today is all about fall, y'all. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of dried florals and beautiful fall colors, and we're gonna create a beautiful and warm and cozy feel. So grab something to sip on or to nibble on, because I know some of us like to nibble. Right now, we're just gonna make things beautiful, and yeah, come on.
As the seasons change, we're reminded of the rhythms of nature and the rhythms of life. When the unrelenting heat of summer finally gives way to the refreshing coolness of autumn, we're reminded that nothing ever stays the same. And in the words of the famous poet Robert Frost, nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. For many of us, fall is the season that we crave most. The coziness, the rich fall color palette, and the desire to gather. Nowhere is this more evident than in our homes and our decor. Whenever I start a decorating project, I like to choose an inspiration. That can be something that I saw outside during a walk, or something I saw in a magazine, or maybe even something that I saw on YouTube here. This year, my fall decor inspiration came from the garden. My daughter and I have a little garden, and in her garden patch, she grew butternut squash, and I was so inspired by the color of those squash that I decided to do a fall harvest theme for my home decor this fall, and I am so very glad that I went with that theme, because I always like to do something that is personal in some way, because I feel like your decor should be a reflection of you and who you are. So while we want to incorporate trends somehow and things that are popular, you have to stay true to yourself and represent something that means something to you in your decor. Another element that I really wanted to incorporate in my fall decor was dried florals, because what really represents fall to us more visually in 1 second than dried florals. I don't typically like a lot of the orange leaves that you can see a lot of times in a lot of home decor in my own space. When I see it in other people's spaces, I think it's beautiful and it's warm, but it's a little too warm and a little too much for me to have in my house. So I wanted to incorporate a lot of those more neutral tones, and I also wanted to bring in a lot of candlelight, because candlelight evokes a really strong sense of warmth and that feeling that we have to desire coziness. So you'll definitely see a lot of candles throughout the house, and a lot of them are battery operated, but there are a few that are actually real candles, because I just feel like it adds a certain special touch if you use it sparingly. Trays are a great way to style your home, and they are a great place to group things, and especially things like candles, because it's a simple way to group things without having to move a bunch of things off of a table or off of a space. You can just pick up the tray and move everything. Since this coffee table here opens and we do use it for storage, I like to use a tray sometimes when I have a bunch of small things to place on the table, because it's a lot easier to just pick up one tray than to move a bunch of items off the table. So I was very, very happy with how the living room decor turned out. I think it was a wonderful mix of warmth and also freshness, and I really like the color palette. We have some richness with our gold tones, but there are still a lot of ivory colors and a lot of lighter colors that really kept everything fresh so that it doesn't feel too heavy. The deep wine color in the floral arrangements brings just enough richness and depth to the design that it doesn't feel flat or one note, and it creates places for the eye to sort of rest and to punctuate. The little touches of fresh pink just add a really nice unexpected twist to your usual fall decor, and they work harmoniously with the wine color. Moving into the dining room, this is where we are really gonna bring home that whole idea of the fall harvest. I was so excited about this tablescape because I love doing tablescapes. I have quite a few tablescapes on my channel, and if you're not familiar with the channel and if you're not subscribed, I really would welcome you to take a look around, look at some of those tablescapes and some of those other videos. I like to do DIYs in my tablescape, and I always just like to do things a little bit different and a little bit special in my tablescapes because they really allow me to express myself and express my artistic side. My entire channel has just really been a great opportunity for me to express my creativity in so many different ways, and I'm definitely thankful for all the people who have been here with me. And if you haven't, I would love to have you as part of our community. I'm just really excited to have the opportunity to be here with you guys and to keep growing this channel. For this tablescape, I used a few items that I already had, but most of the things that I got for the tablescape are new. I went out and I got these towels from Target, these tea towels. I just love the colors, and I'm gonna use 2 of these towels instead of a runner for the table. You definitely want to think outside the box when you're doing things like tablescapes and decor, because you can use any sort of fabric. If you have fabric, if you have a towel, if you have napkins, you can use things like that to create your vision. This wooden tray here actually came from Walmart, and it was only, I think, about $20, so I think it was a great deal. This little copper bowl is something that I've had for quite a few years that I thrifted, and I just thought the color was perfect for a fall decor theme. I really wanted to elevate this tablescape, which is why I used predominantly fresh, real produce. But this lettuce from Hobby Lobby was extremely realistic looking, and it alleviated the need for me to have water in this copper bowl. It's definitely realistic enough that no one will notice. However, I really did want to stay true to the vision that I had in my mind of this tablescape by using fresh produce so that it would just be very luxurious and very elevated. One of the finds I was really excited about are these pampas grass picks that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I really love these picks. I think it's such a perfect neutral color, and I think the price is very reasonable for pampas grass considering what some of them can cost. I did use quite a few of these picks because I just particularly like very full arrangements, but you definitely don't need to purchase as many as I did. Just use whatever works for you. And also, when you are doing tablescapes or decor, feel free to move things around and try things in different positions. Even though I was pretty clear about what I wanted this table to look like, I did move things around a little bit until I got them just perfect. Another thing you definitely want to do when you're styling a tablescape is to have layers, different layers of different elements and things that are going to add warmth and add depth to your tablescape, and things that will be visually interesting. And of course, again, we're bringing candles to the table, and I love this candlestick that I got at Hobby Lobby, but it was a little loose for the candles that I had. So I just improvised a solution by using foil, folded up, and I put it on the inside of the candlestick holder and created sort of like a cuff to hold my candles secure, and it worked really well. I find that when you add candlesticks to a tablescape or to your decor, it always just adds a special elegance. Like, it just feels fancier than it actually is. It's a simple, inexpensive way to elevate your decor and to make it feel really, really special. So that's definitely something that you can do very easily, very inexpensively, to just add that nice elegance and luxury to your decor. For the drinks here, I'm mixing half apple cider and half sparkling apple juice. I was really happy with the way this tablescape turned out, and it was so funny. As I was finishing it up, my daughter came down the steps and she was like, "Oh, Mommy, it's so beautiful." And in that moment, I just felt so warm inside, because I love to create beautiful memories like this for my family, and I can't wait until we all sit down around this table and have a beautiful meal. And I really love the feeling that gives, and that is why I do the things that I do in my home, so that my kids and my husband and I will have these beautiful memories of being together and creating something really special. I would love to know if there's something that you do to create special, magical moments for your family every year. Do you guys change things up every year, or do you guys do the same things every year, like family traditions? Let me know down in the comments. Right now, we're going to move to everybody's favorite room, the kitchen. This is where most of our meals are eaten, and this is where we cook together, bake together, laugh together, and dishes are washed and all that good stuff. These squash here are the actual squash that my daughter grew in her garden, and I love the beautiful yellow color of them and how just light and fresh they look. And I have more of the real mini pumpkins and a couple of the ceramic pumpkins from Target. And I'm also going to be using these frosted tea lights that I got at Dollar Tree. I think they're so pretty, especially for $1 each. They just look so fresh and clean and bright and pretty. I also got a few more of the towels from Target just to display in the kitchen. And this is a wooden vessel that I thrifted years ago. And of course, to bring home the harvest theme, I picked up more apples just to place throughout the kitchen. I've been loving these hand soaps and lotions from Williams-Sonoma, so for the fall season, I switched out my scent to this orange citrus, and I really like it because it's very light. I can't deal with a lot of heavy scents. To layer the orange scent, I picked up this candle from Target. It is also very light, and if you're somebody who likes a strong scent that you can smell throughout the house, this may not be the candle for you. Something that I do sometimes to create a warm feeling in the home is to use this cinnamon essential oil, and it gives a beautiful, warm, cozy scent, but it doesn't smell artificial or overwhelming. My favorite piece that I got for the kitchen this year is hands down this wreath. It is from Crate & Barrel, and it is so beautiful. It is a pampas grass wreath. It is a beautiful ivory color, and it has this just gorgeous, light, fluffy texture, and it actually feels very durable. Like, the pampas grass looks very fluffy, very delicate, but when you feel it, it actually feels very durable. And the moment I saw it, I knew that I wanted to use this over my stove in the kitchen because it's so unique and it's just gonna be such a centerpiece in the kitchen. Before I started decorating, I set up the cinnamon oil in the diffuser just to set the tone and set the mood. So the first thing I did was to hang the wreath above the stove with a command hook. When you use the command hooks, you want to be sure that the surface you're hanging it on is really clean. So just clean it with some alcohol before you hang it. These beautiful yellow stems are from Target, and I have to say Target has really stepped up their game with their stems over the past few years. Being able to switch out the decor on this open shelving is one of the reasons that I'm so happy that I went with open shelving here in my kitchen. I know a lot of people really don't like open shelving, but I think that it can be perfect when combined with closed shelving. And if you're a person who's really big into decor, it is such an opportunity to be able to decorate for the seasons or to just change things up whenever you feel like it, and just adds such unexpected beauty into a functional space like a kitchen. Now I'm gonna head over to the sink area and just do a few small things here. It's nice to do simple but impactful things because then you don't have to put a lot of effort into the decor, but it still looks really, really pretty. And again, we have this harvest theme right here with our squash and our apples. And I'm just switching out the hand soap and the hand lotion for this orange scent. And I have to be really careful with scented things because they can really bother me if they're too strong. And so far, these Williams-Sonoma lotions and cleaning sprays have not bothered me at all. Tea towels are a really inexpensive and simple way to add style to your decor. You just need to present them in a really pretty way. Candles also add a nice ambiance. I'm adding a few more pumpkins on this shelf. Over on the benches, I just threw in this rust-colored pillow just to add a little bit of fall color. And as for the table, I like to keep this table very simple because people eat here, read here, study here. So this tray and these apples were the perfect touch. Sometimes it's the small touches that really create the mood and the warmth in a space. I'm really happy with how the kitchen turned out. I think that that wreath over the stove was the perfect touch. The warmth of the stems from Target was just perfect to create a nice balance with all of the lighter colors to maintain a really bright, really pretty and fresh effect in the room overall. And I am so happy about these little butternut squash that my daughter grew. Not only do we like to do seasonal decorating, but we also love seasonal baking. So I thought that these apple cider donuts would be a great fall treat to bake with you guys today. Making these videos here on YouTube has allowed me to bring together so many of the things that I love to do and allowed me to be really creative. And even when I'm putting together the videos, I just really like to be very artistic, and I really like the videos to be very beautiful. So I don't always end up putting them out on a regular schedule, and I don't want you guys to ever miss out on any videos. So I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and if you would hit that notification bell just to make sure that you don't miss out on any of my content, because I just love sharing with you guys. And I'm so thankful for you guys for giving me the opportunity to share with you. This recipe is a recipe that I've made several times and it is really good, and I will put a link for the recipe down in the description box. It is a really delicious recipe. It's so simple to make, and this is something that everybody typically likes, adults, kids, and it's nice to have a donut that isn't deep fried, it's baked. So even though it is really yummy, it's a little bit of a healthier choice than your traditional fried donut. This pan that I'm using, I got from Amazon, and I love this pan. I don't know if you can see there, I did spray it with a non-stick spray, even though it is a non-stick pan, and the spray hasn't damaged or hurt the pan at all. I just really hate when you spend all the time and effort to bake something and then when you go to turn it out, it sticks to the pan. That is very annoying. After you brush the baked donuts with butter, you just want to sprinkle this cinnamon sugar mixture on top, and you will have a beautiful, delicious donuts with all the flavors of fall, apple cider and cinnamon and sugar. What could be better? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Please don't forget to subscribe because I will have more fall content and I don't want you to miss out. Until next time.